going on, everybody? Serial Entrepreneur here, Jordan Steen, and in this episode we're going to quickly talk about the updates you have to know for 2018 with regards to social media ads. So this could be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and several others. So stay tuned, let's talk about that. Alright guys, so we're going to run through these pretty quickly. We have a bunch of updates for a bunch of different platforms that we're going to talk about, and really they're what you need to know if you're running ads, if you're an ad manager, if you have people spending on Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Instagram ads. You guys get the picture. If you guys are spending on those platforms, you need to be aware of these updates because of the fact that it's going to affect how you spend your ad budgets and how you get results. And if you're not aware of these facts, then it's really going to hurt you, because here's the thing. So let's start with Facebook number one, okay? So Facebook just last year, doubled the amount of advertisers on their platform. They actually went from 3 million to 6 million advertisers, meaning 6 million people, 3 million new people spending on ads on Facebook. So what does that mean? Basically, if you think about it, there weren't 3 million new ad agencies that started up. Basically, it was 3 million new advertisers spending money. So these could be your mom spending $5 on her unique campaign that she's running for her makeup store, Mary Kay store. It could be your uncle who spent, $100 one time to get more page likes. That's what they're considering. But what it's saying and what is important about it is that you have to understand more people are coming to the platform. All right, so how does this affect your ad budget? All right, so you guys have to think about this from a traffic standpoint. How does Facebook make money? Well, they sell ad space, right? That's how they generate revenue. You guys pay for ad space on their platform. So what does that mean? If you have an audience of, say, 1,000 people who you're trying to run ads for a real estate agent, right? And you get those 1,000 people. Well, that means those 1,000 people are interested in seeing, potentially seeing homes to buy or how to sell their home, right? But what you have to understand is there's a limited amount of space, and you're not the only realtor out there, or you're not the only one advertising for a realtor out there. So that means that there is only so much space available. There's only so many times you can show an ad to that group of 1,000 people. Say there's 5 realtors in the same area spending, $500 a month to the same 1,000 people. That means, do you guys understand? There's only so much space, there's only so many times that ads can be shown without Facebook annoying that audience or those viewers, right? You don't want the whole newsfeed to just be ads. So that means that since there's less space, right, there's more people advertising, there's less room for your ads, that means the cost of those ads is going to go up. And actually, the cost has actually increased about 35%. So ad costs up to 35%. It just depends on the industry, but ad costs have increased up to 35% because of people coming to the platform and using it for ads. So that's super important to understand. The next thing you're going to want to kind of consider, and a lot of you already know, is the new Facebook update, which decreased organic reach and increased paid reach, meaning you have to spend more to reach more people. Your organic reach, or posting without any ad spend, decreased, meaning, again, that you're not going to reach as many people if you're not spending on ads. So the cost of ads is going up, your organic reach is going down. Overall, it's becoming more expensive to use this platform. But that's why it's so important to understand, truly understand Facebook marketing, how to build funnels, how to optimize those funnels, how to decrease your cost per customer acquisition, how to increase your return on ad spend, your ROAS, and your ROI. That's the most important things with Facebook ads. And so to do that, you have to have a clear understanding of what metrics you're looking at, what types of ads you need to be running, how you need to optimize those ads. That's all super, super important. So if you don't have the first clue about setting up ad funnels, optimizing your ad campaigns, you need to check out 2 things. Either number 1, the Serial Entrepreneur Academy course on digital marketing. So there's the digital marketing school over there. All of the links are in the description below. We also have a course specific just to Facebook ads. So there's plenty of training there. And then we have our mentorship program where we, just for the last month, we went over 4 different videos just on building Facebook ads, optimizing retargeting campaigns, all of that. So if you're interested in that kind of material, you're definitely going to want to check that out in the description below. All right. And really quick, quick, before we move on to the next social thing, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, you're definitely missing out on a lot of free content and a lot of really good information that you need to stay up to date with if you're really taking this seriously. Like, for real, if you take this seriously, if you really want to be successful, if you really want to be a successful digital marketing agency owner or run a successful e-commerce store or personal brand, you have to understand this stuff. So stay up to date, subscribe, and all of you who are, returning viewers, I love y'all. Thank you for joining me again, and continue watching. So let's get into the next subject. All right, guys, so the next topic we're going to talk about is going to be Instagram. Obviously, that's a big platform, and it's kind of related to Facebook since they own it, and you can pretty much advertise with them together. Because if you aren't using Facebook Business Manager, you probably should by now, but you can use both platforms on that, or you can use both social platforms on that one management platform. Does that make sense? So you should definitely get involved on Business Manager if you haven't yet. But let's talk a little bit about Instagram ads. Now, first thing you're going to want to know is Instagram is becoming more where people kind of hang out. Facebook is having a lot of issues, which is funny because if you guys saw anything about the whole Facebook releasing private information or some employee there, Facebook received a lot of bad attention for it, but Instagram didn't really get too much, which is funny because they're owned by the same company, and they're run by the same people. So, that's kind of funny to look at, but people are actually hanging out more on Instagram, and it's because it feels less intrusive. It feels like there's less ad space there. There's less going on, so it makes it easier and people feel more comfortable. They don't feel like they're getting bombarded with ads all the time, so they're kind of hopping away from Facebook a little bit. Doesn't mean they're going away from Facebook, trust me, they're not. But they are migrating more towards Instagram when it comes to just hanging out and looking at photos and videos. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Outside of that, you have to also consider that Facebook decreased the amount of organic reach on Facebook, right? So you should probably expect them to do the same thing on Instagram. Instagram costs are going up a little bit, but not anywhere near close to as much as Facebook. So Instagram, just really understand that the organic reach still exists, but it's going to be going away eventually, so you'll want to pay attention to that. The next thing you're going to want to talk about is the shopping feature, and there's two really main important parts. So number one, the story ad, they finally added clickable links to where you can actually click on it, like a Snapchat story ad where you can swipe up or click, which is something they didn't have in the beginning, so that's really useful, obviously. The other thing is the cool feature for e-commerce stores where you're actually able to tag products in the Instagram story ad. So we'll show you a quick little thing right here. Boom, boom. But basically you can see that there's a product image right there, or a price tag on that product with the name of the product, and they're able to click on that and it takes them directly to the product on their store. So that's a really, really cool feature as well. The next thing that you're going to want to talk about is Instagram brand search, or know about really, is Instagram brand search. People are actually going on Instagram or starting to migrate more to Instagram to do searches for brands and for products and services before they even search for it on Google. Because they know that they can search on Instagram. Everybody uses that search feature, but they're going there to find out more about your products and services that you offer as opposed to going to Google and making that search. So that's something you have to keep in mind. People are using search on Instagram to find your products and services. So you need to make sure that, your page is optimized, it's constantly being updated with great content, and that it's, easy to follow, easy to read, it's engaging, because people are going there to look at your brand. And most importantly, you have to understand that Instagram is going to be like the new, not the new homepage. I don't want to call it a homepage because it's not a website, but people are looking at it like it is a homepage. So you need to have like it is a website homepage. They're visiting that to get information about you. So you need to make sure that the bio is optimized and that it has, a clear explanation of what you're using. I actually use a product called Linktree. You guys should check this out. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. But Linktree is a really cool app that allows you to put several links under your one profile link. So you know how you get one link in the bio up top? Well, you can actually click on that and then it'll open up a window with a bunch of links. So you can do your website, you can do Facebook, Snapchat. If you have all of those different links, you can add them in there. So that's a really cool way to optimize that. You'll want to check out that tool. The last thing we want to talk about is micro-influencer partnerships. All right. So what is micro-influencer, or what is a micro-influencer? Basically, someone like myself. You don't have, a massive following, not like millions. It's usually anywhere from 1,000 to 100,000 followers. And the reason why is because when you are still that small, and not even that it's small, but if you have 100,000 followers, that's pretty big. But it's still small in comparison to the people who have, several 100,000, a few million, tens of millions. That's a little bit different, right? So the reason why these are a little bit better to partner with is because they have a little bit better of a connection with their audience. They're able to communicate more with their audience directly, and it just feels more personal. It doesn't feel like they're too big to know who you are. So they have a better relationship with their audience, meaning that they're able to influence them more effectively. But those are just some updates for Instagram. Now let's talk about the next topic. So the last one we're going to talk about is YouTube, and there's a little bit you want to know about YouTube. Actually, there's quite a bit you want to know about YouTube. They're doing a lot of really cool updates. Basically, first thing we're going to talk about is 360 videos. So we'll put a little example up in here of what that looks like. But basically, a 360 video allows you to do exactly that. You take 360 video. It's very engaging though, especially this video you can see right up here in the corner. It's super easy to use, and it just makes it a really cool experience. People like to be able to, engage with the video in that way. 360 video is really picking up. We're working, people who are in the video technology space, they're working on increasing the quality of video and being able to make those file sizes smaller, because that's a big issue right now with that, specific industry or that specific space. So they're working on that. But eventually you will see 360 video being a huge thing, and it's even available in ads now. The next thing we're going to talk about is how-to videos, and obviously everybody knows they should be creating them, but did you know that YouTube is actually just a search engine? People see it as a video platform, but first and foremost it's a search engine, and the biggest search that happens on YouTube is how-to. So no matter what industry you're in, you need to be creating how-to videos of all kinds. Here's the thing, let me kind of give you guys a little tip or a piece of advice. One of my best videos on YouTube has roughly like 21,000 views, 22,000 views, and it gets an average of about 7 to 8 minutes view time. That is insane, meaning I'm getting the average person out of all of those views to watch the video for at least 8 minutes. That's really, really great, meaning because you're gonna have, especially with other videos, you'll see the average view rate is like a minute, maybe 30 seconds. So you don't have to be afraid to create, a 45-minute video. Just make sure that if you do, it's not just you sitting there talking like this and blah, blah. Provide actual examples. Do a full-on walkthrough if you're going to do that big of a video. Outside of that, make sure you mix it up with some shorter how-to videos, ones that are 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes long, and easier for people to process. The next thing you're obviously going to want to check out is live video, and the reason why is because people like to engage with the person or business directly. You're also able to put on employees who have specific expertise in a specific area, so that way they can highlight specific services or products. People want to know all about the industry, plus it adds a face to the business. And you have to have a face with the business. No, I'm kidding. You do have to have a face with the business, though. People want to know who you are. They don't want to feel like you're just a company trying to sell them shit. They want to know who you are, why you're important, and why they should buy from you if they do at all, right? So giving them that live in front of them person lets them know you guys are real. You're not just trying to take their money, you're trying to help them. And you're able to do all kinds of different content with live videos. You can do how-to videos live. You can do updates. You can do Q&As to get people engaged. Those are really great ways to do it. And then the cool part is you can use the replay later. We actually get a ton of views on our replay because we set it up to look like it's a regular video, not a live event. So we have the live event, but then we adjust it to make it look like a regular video, so that way when people come back, we get them to view the whole piece. Also, it's important if you're going to do a live video and it's going to be a little longer in the beginning to say, hey guys, this is a live event. If you're wanting to see the full explanation, make sure you continue forward a little bit and you'll be able to hop right to the content you're looking for. So super important. The next thing about live video is you want to know about Super Chat, which gives you the ability to monetize on your live events. You guys have seen this a lot if you're into video gaming. They have the ability for you to pay those video gamers, and that's why they get so much money. They're literally sitting there playing video games, and they'll get paid like $5 just because someone likes to watch them kill other people or complete a quest. Like, it blows my mind that they make so much money. But Super Chat is a great way to do that live and to generate revenue for your brand. Another update you want to be aware of is that they actually Google completely removed skippable ads. So remember, Google owns YouTube, so big thing. But they removed skippable ads, meaning you can't or unskippable ads, sorry. They removed unskippable ads. I hate saying skippable. It's a really weird word, skippable. All right, anyways, they removed those ads because, like, if you have an unskippable ad, that means you're forcing an audience to view that ad. People don't like to be forced to do anything. So those ads typically had lower conversion rates. So Google said, well, hey, it's obviously not effective and it's, you know, a bad experience for our audience, so we should remove those ads. So they did that. And the last thing that we're going to talk about with YouTube is the geo-targeted or localized ad focus, which they didn't used to have. Now you can get very specific to, you know, specific cities or regions or areas. That way you get better results for people who are trying to advertise on YouTube to a local area. So really cool information there. But that's basically it for those three platforms. We'll talk about Snapchat a little bit really quick. This is kind of some extra. Snapchat, what you need to know is they're having some issues monetizing on their platform. And the reason why is because I believe, and this was when they first started off, it could be a little different now, but they were charging a minimum of $50 a day ad spend. You had to spend at least $50 a day on their platform or you couldn't advertise with them. So people coming into Snapchat who were still kind of weary and didn't understand if they wanted to do it yet, if they were still kind of like, you know, just not really quite sure, that's going to deter those people from coming to that platform, because that means if they want to get 2 days of ad spend, it's going to be $100 right there. And they don't even know if the platform is going to work. They don't know how effective their campaigns are. So, you know, it's just making it hard for people to test it and get into the space. There's a lot of updates going on with Snapchat, especially with things like, I believe, like Kylie Jenner and Rihanna basically saying like they hated Snapchat or whatever. So that's causing their, you know, their company net worth or their evaluation to drop, which is not good for their platform. They're having a lot of issues monetizing, and it's also because of the fact that Facebook and Instagram now have story ads and stories, and people are saying, well, screw putting it on Snapchat, I'll just put it on Facebook and Instagram because I'm already there anyways, right? So understanding these updates is super important, guys, but that's it for this video. If it was interesting to you, if it was helpful for you, do me a favor and again, like this video, throw a comment below, and again, just let me know what your favorite platform is and what updates have kind of affected your ad strategy. What have you been doing to change your ad strategy to kind of comply with those updates? All right, that's what I'm interested in knowing. Last thing, again, if you haven't yet done it, you need to subscribe, and you should also check out SerialEntrepreneur.academy so that way you can get updates on all of our schools, all of our blog content, all of our free content, or you can message me. You can find me on all of my social channels. There's tons of reasons why you need to check out Serial Entrepreneur Academy, especially if you're trying to get an agency to 6 figures. This is the place for you. Can't help you outside of that. We also do consultations if you guys need any of that. There's plenty of free training in the description below. So just make sure you're getting active and you'll get all the results you want to get. You'll make that 6 figures this year. But it takes you, it takes the action, and it takes some resilience. All right, I'm going on a rant now, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Next time, we are going to be talking about some even cooler stuff. I'm not gonna tell you just yet what we're talking about, but we're giving an example, or we're doing some updates on a specific video you guys really, really love. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys on the next video, but until next time, Serial Entrepreneur out. Later.